All right, guys, see if we can get a video film for y'all. We got the transmission all sorted out for today. The man bike, we're gonna stick it back in. I had a video filmed, I've still got it. It's about 19 minutes long. It was my weekend. I serviced the Road Glide. I talked a little bit about that. Leaving early Thursday morning on the Road Glide. A little bit while I was riding. We was at Sam's Town Casino in Shreveport, Louisiana for a conference. Filmed a little bit of that. Filmed me gambling at the machine. But when I watched it, when I previewed it, I was like, man, this video just kind of sucks. It looks like I just threw a video together just to have a video, and I'm not going to do that to you guys. So we'll get started, man. I promised y'all a little bit of shop time, and man, we're here. So, that being said, there was a guy in my comments and asked me why I had to, because I was explaining to everybody, and I'm not going to take this lid off to re-show it, but there's a little rod that runs through here, and that little rod holds the two shifter paws, or shifter clutches, whatever you want to call them. I've heard people call them shifter dogs, shifter paws, shifter clutches. And he asked me, he goes, well, why do you, because I had to get that hub off. He asked me, well, why do you have to pull the shaft out to shim those shifter paws? Because they weren't shim. The third and fourth gear was not shimmed properly. It was too far over near the fourth gear. It was actually almost engaged. I may have said main shaft in my video. Sorry, I'm not a great editor. No, I was referring to the shaft that runs through here, and it doesn't pull out this way. Like if you take this kicker cover off, that shaft doesn't go this way. It goes toward the primary side, and you got to get the clutch basket off to, you got to pull this gear off. I run a 24-tube gear, but it doesn't matter if you had a 23 or a 26 on here. You got to get that gear off because it's going to hit that gear. I don't know if it shows it right there, but I believe that might be the hole that I pulled the shaft. It is. That's the hole where the shaft comes out. That gear's got to come off. So, if that's what I said, forgive me, guys. So fella, if you're still watching, there's my explanation. So, let me pull that bearing support off, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Now we got it. So as you can see, this bearing here is shot, fellas. Oh, look. There's crackhead number one and crackhead number one and super crackhead. That's my daughter's dog. Somehow or another, I got stuck with that big-eared rascal. But he makes for great entertainment. Oh, Dirty Dave, if you're watching, brother, keep your head up, man. I sent you a little something. Your boy will hook you up with it. Slickhead Custom Cycles will break you off. I sent you a little money on his Venmo, man, and if you'll pay attention to the notes, it was the, and I'm sorry you got in that wreck. It sucks, man. But I hope that little bit, it wasn't much, but I hope that little bit of money I sent you, man, it goes, you know, to help with that, the anal reconstruction surgery you're having, man. It's horrible that you landed on a bamboo stub, man. What are the chances of you flipping in the air and landing butthole down on a bamboo stalk, bro? That sucks, man. So, but anyway, tell that doctor sew that thing up about the size of a penny, Dave. Lefty tighty. Yeah. That bearing is shot. You can feel it grinding. Not to mention the seals. Well, the seal melted out. I had a bunch of people telling me put heat on it, but the seal was melted. Now that thing was just seized up on there, man. And I'm not sure. Let me get my mic out. Y'all hold on. So that's 2 and roughly, no, if I get it on there right, that's 2-inch bearing. That's just a tad tighter than 2 inches. So I will heat this one up and I'll put this bearing in the freezer. See if we can cool it down. I don't see a maker's mark on either one of these, but I hope I have the right bearing. I think I do. I think I had bought an extra. Never used this one before. I don't even know where I got this one. Let me, I don't want to bore y'all to death with a bunch of this technical crap. Y'all hang on a second. Alrighty. Well, I didn't film it. Probably should have, because just showing guys, you know, you can do it even though you don't have a press. I wished I had a press to press that in there, but I just put it in the freezer for a while. This is aluminum, so you don't want to get it too hot, but I heated it up with my torch. And if you just take your time and slowly put it in there, and then when you get it good and straight, block of wood, send it all the way home, make sure you seat it good. We're about to put this transmission in. I had to find the hardware. I had lost the, I call it the 5th mount or the kicker mount. And I had to put oil in it because we didn't have any gear oil in it. But when I say 5th mount, I mean right there for your kicker. But, you know, God bless all the trolls out there, man. Lord knows there's a lot of y'all. And if you like to troll, then I welcome you. I don't care. I used to have fun going back and forth with it, but I don't care. But I hadn't said this in a while. Guys, I am not a professional shop. I am not open for business. I am by appointment only. I am not a certified mechanic. I'm not a certified welder. I'm not a certified fabricator, which I don't know how you get certified in fabrication. I'm just a guy showing you guys out there that may have a shop or a shed or a lean-to or just hell in your backyard how to do it, you know. Like I said, not a professional mechanic, not a professional welder, but one thing I can do is I can take an old clapped out bike like that and I can turn it into one of these badass creations right here. Yes, sir, I can do that. So I am not a how-to channel. I am not a teacher. There's plenty of channels out there that do it. One of them is Ralph, and It's My Time, Let's Go. Y'all want to learn how to do something, Ralph is an amazing teacher. I call on Ralph from time to time. Ralph, It's My Time, Let's Go. When I've got questions I need answered, man, Ralph's always there to help me. He's got great how-to videos. That's where you want to go for that. I'm mostly here strictly for entertainment, guys. So that being said, let's get this transmission put in, guys. Hey, y'all keep it slick out there. So I got to put gear oil in it. Oh, and by the way, shout out to Schaefer Oil. Family owned and operated since 1839 right here in Middle Tennessee. They had sent me a case of oil, a couple of these, and I was supposed to have been plugging their channel, so my bad. Schaefer Oil, locally owned and operated, family owned. Get you some of that. So a lot of these kicker covers, like this one here, this particular one here, we'll have a little set screw in there, and you fill it up until it starts coming out of that set screw, and then you know you've got enough in it. This one don't have one. It's an aftermarket cover. Well, that may be I don't know if it's aftermarket or not. I believe that's an aftermarket cover. I just fill it up until I can see it about half full in there, and then you got to kick it over a couple times, get it moving around in there, and then I usually wind up putting about a little over half to 2/3 of one of these in a transmission. But that's enough to get it fired up and get it going anyway. We'll get it installed though. We'll give you all that view right there and we'll see if we can get it installed. Well, I guess first I need to run down the 4-speed transmission plate. Hang on. All right. Got a plate. Right. Yeah, then now, I do gotta find a clutch basket for it though. Well, not a basket, but the hub at least. What'd I do with everything? Is that it over there? Yeah. It's over there. Can't see what I'm doing over here. There we go. Now we got it. Get everything lined up. That's why it's imperative to have a few balls around. There's some balls around. I think I got it started. You take something apart and you don't get back to it for a week or so, and that's when you realize you don't remember where you put nothing. All right, I got them started. All right, we got the transmission in. I've got the plate bolted in. I got my 5th mount in. I had to unhook my, let the camera focus here. I had to unhook my brake line because of the way I got the brake line in there. I couldn't, the mount was broke off, so I just tacked the mount to the frame right there, so I can't really move it. I'm trying to get that sorted out. While I do, I'm going to cut over to earlier in the week when I service the Road Glide. So it won't take but a few minutes, but a lot of you guys like that stuff, so let's cut to that. Okay, so I'm knee-deep in servicing this Road Glide, and I'm not going to dig into that, but I will say this much. A couple of little things that I do, and there's a watch out for the dealership, or the stealership, however you want to refer to it. They will sell you what's called a service kit, right? I got them hanging up all over the wall over here. I don't know how many I got. That one's only got 1 O-ring left in it, but you get a clutch hub retainer snap ring, you get a primary gasket, and you get 3 O-rings, right? Just to buy them 3 O-rings from Harley, I think it's $10. You can get 100 of them for $6.99 on eBay, guys. I did not buy these. This is what people bring me when they come here to get their bike serviced, and they bring their own oil. Harley always tricks them into buying that. They asked me twice when I was at the dealership getting this oil right here today. I had the Formula Plus and the Bell Ray, but I was out of oil, and actually, I asked for I asked for Sin 3, but they gave me just regular 2050. But that's okay. I change my oil every 3,000 miles. That'll be the first time in almost 10 years I haven't used Sin 3 in my bike, which I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just stick to what I know. You know what I mean? A lot of guys will use Amsoil 2050, Redline. I've used Sin 3 ever since the M8 came out. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I did with my receipt. I just had it a few minutes ago. I feel like there it is. I feel like I stuck it back here. Let's look and see what they charged me. What they charged me for. No, they charged me for the regular stuff. They're proud of it too, man. $12 a quart, and that's not even for the. And that's not even for the synthetic. But anyway, I've put 60,000 miles on my last bike. It was a brand new bike. Never ever did I replace the derby cover gasket. Every second or third oil change, I'll change the O-rings out. Usually when they get flat and smashed or coming apart, but I'll generally take them off. I'll inspect them. Like this one, it's got a little wear on the edge of it. I may replace it next time I service the bike. But I cleaned the threads really good, and I inspect my magnets really well. I don't ever expect to see. Here's what they look like when I put them back on. I don't expect to ever see any debris on my engine oil plug. Minimal on the transmission, very minimal. And then I probably already sprayed the primary one off, but you should expect to see some fine material on the magnet coming off the clutch plates, because clutch plates are consumables, guys. They don't last forever. They're consumables. But anyway, just a little thing I wanted to add so you guys aren't spending an extra, I don't know, I think they're $25 or $30 for those kits when you don't need them, guys. You can spend $6.99 on eBay and buy enough to change the oil for the life of your bike, probably. Okay, I think I've got everything hooked up. I had to source the hardware, which the studs that I have coming out of the transmission, the way it's supposed to be is you have studs that go through the transmission that are coarse thread that go in, and they're fine thread that come out. But it doesn't do a lot of good to use a nylock if you don't have at least 2 or 3 threads sticking out. That one's minimally okay. But anyway, I've got it in there. Fortunately, I found a Woodruff key. I wasn't sure if I had any more. But digging through all my stuff, I've got a 5-finger here. I've got another somewhere. I've got so many primaries, it's unbelievable. It seems like I've got another. I thought I had another 3-finger some damn where. It might have been the one I destroyed, because we had to destroy that one to get it off. But anyway, shovel heads came factory with a 3-finger. So if you have a 3-finger, you've probably got an original, a stock, and both of these are 3-fingers. You probably have a stock clutch hub at best. 5-fingers were all aftermarket. I don't believe Harley ever did a 4-speed 5-finger, but this one, I'm missing the retainer ring and the little roller bearings that go in it. This one appears to be complete in there, but I think I have that ring and the bearings. I may have a couple of different kind. They make a thing called, yeah, here's one right here that'll work on it. And I'm pretty sure all the roller bearings are in there. And I've got a clutch hub retainer. I should probably use that. But they make this thing called a Big Fix. And what it does is you put a little grease in your hand, and it's a whole bunch of long roller bearings. And it's a bearing touching all the way around. You cover that whole thing with bearings. And it's called a Big Fix. And it'll keep your clutch from walking around on you when you're at red lights and stuff. So anyway, I will set that one aside because I don't feel like putting that together. And I'll probably take that hub out of there and get it put together with it. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that little clip. Servicing on the Road Glide. I hope it didn't bore you and you're still here. Got the transmission in. I haven't bolted it down tight yet because I hadn't got the transmission lined up. I don't have the belt tight yet. I had to do my little washer trick to get the springs onto this pressure plate. I want to use this pressure plate, but this clutch spring retainer, I had to get a 3-finger. I had to get a 3-finger and put on there, so now I got to crank this down a little tighter so it'll go on there. Get it temporaried. But for now, I'm going to go and get me a little lunch, and then we'll come back and we'll finish getting this one put together today. And hopefully we'll be riding it maybe this afternoon. I'll be excited to get at least one of them running again. And then my next goal is to get it off the lift, to get my customer's bike on the lift. See, I've got his back wheel on there, and I like that tire. That tire looks good. Got his front tire put on, so we'll get his roller all the way mocked up, and we start fabricating some brackets for his rear fender and see if we can get that bike put together. So we'll do the giveaway bike and his bike at the same time. So let's go get us a bike. Look at that dingus back there. Lift's just flopping. Can you see him in the mirror? He's a little dingus. Took me a little break from working on them motorcycles, and I caught me a nice little largemouth. He pan sized, but I ain't gonna keep him. I caught him on that topwater frog right there, boy. He nailed it too, man. He pretty good one, probably, I don't know, 1.5 pounds maybe. We'll put him on back. We'll catch us another one. Got to take a break every now and then, hell. All right, we will see if we can get this video closed out. With the transmission installed, I need to get the peg back on it, the kicker back on it, and get my clutch hooked back up. And we should be done. I'll take y'all along for some of that. Get over here and get set up. Okay. After several days and many hours of frustration, we about got this thing back together. I got to put the clutch arm on it, put the chain on it, put the peg on it. We'll be able to get it off the lift, fire it up, hopefully. Transmission is fixed. Hopefully, I say. I'll have a bike running and riding ready to take to Born Free, Texas. All right. barking at over there, boy? I lost the bushing, so I had to rig this up to work. Well, that ain't no good. I don't like how that is. So that's how I adjust my clutch right there. Did I keep a screwdriver out? Of course not. Alright. Clutch adjuster screw, I'm guessing y'all can see it. There, I got a little play. Turn it till it seats. I got no play. Do about a half a turn back out. And that right there is good. Clutch is not even. I need to work on these screws right here to get a good smooth clutch. But we can do that in a minute. Right now, let's get this chain on it. Put your screwdriver in there to hold your adjuster screw. Now later models like Evo, you want to offset really to get in there to lock it down. But I don't have an offset handy, so we'll make this one work. Diesel said he's gonna make his departure right here. He said he's seen enough. Good enough. Clutch is working, just not even. Alright, what is that, a half inch? Oh, 9/16. Okay, where are we at? Let's go in a couple on this one. The only thing about these 3-finger clutches, they're not as easy to get even. That looks pretty good right there. One more turn on that and see what we get. I like that pretty good. Let's get this chain on it, guys. Okay, I got in a hurry, but I think I've got everything done. And to the guy that was in my comments, my last video, when I was gonna start this one, and I said, you know, I forgot to cut the fuel on. Well, I did. Then I said something about the throttle. He just thought the bike wouldn't run. Now, the reason I thought the throttle was messed up, and it's actually too small of a cable. The cable had pulled out of the cable stay up here on top, and it was causing the butterfly to hang open. But we'll see if she'll fire up. pulling. She was definitely pulling. But I'm out of time. I think I'm just down to a clutch adjustment at this point. You guys keep your fingers crossed and pray for me, because I sure need a bike to go to Born Free, Texas. Let me get to it now. Whoo! Shout out to my brother, Slickhead Custom Cycles on YouTube. You guys go check his channel out. He's my partner in crime. And while you're at it, check out my buddy Ralph at It's My Time, Let's Go, also on YouTube. All right, folks, this is Hippie's Chopper Corner, home of the sketchy chopper, where we keep them sketchy all the time.